Hey everybody, welcome back. We are at 7,200 miles. It was pretty nice out in Wisconsin last week, and now we have snow again. So why not do an update? This update will be my likes and dislikes of the truck so far. And they're kind of nitpicky, if I'm honest. A few of them are. I'm gonna kind of go in order: one like, one dislike, one like, one dislike, just to kind of, because some of the likes and dislikes go hand in hand. So yeah, my first like of this truck is the miles per gallon. Granted, it's winter here, and I'm averaging mid-20s. But as soon as it got warmer out going into work, I've been getting high 20s, if not, I think my best so far was 31.8 miles of the gallon, according to the fuel economy MPG calculator on the truck. And that was, I believe that was going into work. That's a little far to be going into work. Maybe it's an excess trip. I'm not sure. But yeah, the fuel economy has been great. This is a full-size truck getting high 20 MPG. That's pretty phenomenal. I know the 5.3s, a friend of mine has one, and he maybe gets 20 on a good day. I did tow my trailer back, which will be a video later, and I got 23 miles to the gallon. Empty trailer, it's all aluminum. It's 1,300 pounds, so I mean, you didn't even know the trailer was back there. But yeah, a full-size truck getting that kind of MPG. My girlfriend's Sienna hybrid this winter has been getting high 30s. No, I'm sorry, low 30s. When I checked it yesterday when I was in, it was like 31.2. And that's a minivan. You know, this is a full-size truck. It's good for this vehicle is what I'm getting at. It's good for a full-size truck. My first dislike on this truck is regens. Now, I know that's something that these trucks do. That's fine. I have no problem with a truck doing the regen. My complaint is that I can't tell when it's doing the regen. There's nothing physically that tells me hey, you're in the middle of a regen, or hey, your truck is doing a regen right now. I wish it would tell me that. I just like to know when it's doing it. And two, I like info. There's so much info on here. I want to know my regens. I do know that you can get a Banks iDash, whatever. You can put it in the corner here, and you know it'll tell you when it's doing a regen. It's $500, I think, and that's all I would really use it for, honestly. Not worth it to me. I'm not going to spend the money on something like that. You can kind of tell when this truck is in the middle of a regen. You can kind of smell it. It does seem to be a little sluggish, so you do know when it's in a regen based on the feel, but tell me. Because if it's in the middle of a regen and I get home, like, I will keep driving. I think it used to do that on the older ones. I've not had that happen once on this truck. My next like is this thing is quiet, it's comfortable. I can drive this for a long time and not be wore out. I really like this thing. Driving it every day to and from work, it's comfortable. I don't really have any issues with squeaks or rattles. It's just a nice place to be. And as a sports car guy, I never thought I would say that about a truck, because all the trucks I had growing up, well, my dad had, you know, were Chevy square bodies, which I still love. But, you know, those are trucks. Trucks nowadays aren't what they used to be, and that's a good thing. But also people who buy trucks, I mean, such as myself, 80% of the time, we're not using it for what a truck's intended purpose is. My next dislike on this thing, and this is not a GM issue, this is not a Sierra issue, this is an issue across all makes and models. Auto headlights. Not that they turn on, but the auto high beams. I cannot stand, like I drive into work and it's dark. I drive home generally in the winter and it's dark. These things can't decide when they want to be on and when they want to be off. You know, they'll catch a glimpse of a decent sign. They'll get a reflection of it and they'll turn off, but then they'll turn back on. Or, you know, there's someone maybe, we'll say, like this vehicle is, a few hundred yards ahead of me, probably about 100 yards ahead of me. It'll go bright, then it'll go dark. And it's like, I feel like they think, and this is probably me just more projecting, they think I'm flashing them, and that drives me nuts. I hate people thinking that. Or sometimes there'll be oncoming traffic and I'm like, are they going to turn off? And they finally turn off, maybe, you know, as they're 50 yards in front of me. They just are inconsistent. So I do have them on, but when they get like that, I'll turn them off and just control it myself. It drives me nuts. And again, I had the same issue with my Integra. I had the same issue with my MDX. I had the same issue with my TLX. Auto headlights are annoying. Auto high beam headlights, I'm sorry. My next like is particular to me because I hate leather seats. I love these cloth seats. In fact, I was on a Chevy configurer yesterday and I'm like, okay, I like the new Cypress gray because it's very green. And okay, if I did that, like, let's get an LT Trail Boss. So I built one. What's this person doing? Trying to figure out where they're going. And so I was on the configure the other day and like, you know, every truck around me has leather. And it drives me nuts. Like, I get it's a $1,000 premium package. I hate leather. The cloth seats in this are perfect. They're warm, they're not freezing. You can still get heated seats with it. Sold. Like, give me cloth all day. When I was configuring that Silverado LT Trail Boss, you know, I was trying to find the specific package that didn't force you to get leather. And I found it. And I'm like, it was a $67,000 truck. I would do that in a heartbeat. Over leather. Now, yeah, you want to say resale and blah, 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 blah. That is important to some people. It is important to me to some extent, especially if I were to trade this in that quick. Honestly, the small cab is what's hurting me the most on trade-in value. Don't care. I've made like 4 or 5 payments on this thing. I'm not getting rid of it. But yeah, I love cloth seats. I think they feel better. I think they wear easier. I just like them a lot more. My next dislike is radar guided cruise control. And again, this is not specific to this truck. This is not specific to this brand. I've had an issue with it since my first TLX. It's been getting better. I think the programming has been getting better since the first car I drove. But like, it'll barrel up on the person in front of you and then it'll hit the brakes, and then like, so my drive into work, I generally have a section of 55, 40, and then there's a bit of highway. If I were to put the cruise on in that 35, 40 mile an hour range, like, it'll sit up on the person even at the furthest back setting, and you'll have 4 or 5 cars behind you, and like, it's hitting the brakes. And again, me projecting, I feel like I'm pissing the people off behind me. Now, the person in front of me is pissing me off because they're also not going the speed limit. Different issue. But it'll, you know, set it at 40, it's a 35, they're going 35. It's annoying. but like you can feel the truck like trying to decide what it's gonna want to do, and rather than just maintain a speed limit like you can with your foot or coast, you know, it's using throttle, it's using brake. It's just annoying. My next like on this thing is the interior quality. I think the interior quality of this thing, compared to what GM was in the past, even my dad's 06 Sierra he had, the quality of this interior is so much better than trucks of the past. Like I said, trucks aren't necessarily trucks anymore to say that they're working vehicles, which is good and bad. You get a great interior. Like you said earlier, no squeaks or rattles. God, you'd think we've never driven in snow before. But yeah, no squeaks and rattles. The fit and finish is phenomenal. I just have no issues with this interior. I think it's great. You know, some of the plastics are plasticky, but you get that from every manufacturer now. I just don't see the issue with some of the plastics when you're in this market. There really isn't a luxury truck anymore. You know, I think Lincoln had one. I think it would be really cool if Cadillac would come out with a truck. I think that would sell really well, just for the people that want, you know, something above the Denali, above the high country, you know, upgrade the plastics even more. But that said, I don't think the Escalade versus Tahoe or Sierra, not having driven the new ones, the difference in quality interior isn't really there. So maybe there's just more sound deadening in an Escalade, in the Denali. I don't know. But I really like this truck. The interior, it's just a nice place to be. It's a nice, quiet place to be. But on that note, my next dislike is the heated wheel. It's got some weird touch points. I don't know if it's just an issue with my truck. Like, it's always really hot in the top center. But then where I keep my hands generally at 3 and 9, there's no heat at all. Like where the buttons are, where the paddles are, there's no heat. So I find myself holding down closer to the 4 or 5 marker. It's just weird. I don't know if that's a GM thing. I don't know if that's a my truck thing. I don't know. My final like is this Bose audio. The Bose audio in this thing is amazing. I jumped in my Camaro the other day, having not really found the need to upgrade to the 2SS because I thought the radio was just fine. And it sounded like absolute crap after being in this truck. I don't think I will trade my car in, mainly because I'm putting suspension on it and modding it at this point. I won't go to a 2SS, but it does give me the idea to maybe put better speakers in it at some point, because the truck sounds awesome. And then my final dislike, I think I already said it. I struggled to find a fifth dislike on this truck, and it's kind of only something I really find when you're driving it. I don't really like that, but none of the things I dislike enough to put in the video versus I effing hate auto stop start. This isn't a GM thing. It's across all manufacturers. I really hope they get rid of that in like future EPA issues. I don't think they will. I hate auto stop start. You can't tell me engine issues that we're having nowadays with just any manufacturer. I work for Acura, an Acura dealer. We're having engine issues, and it all stems from auto stop start and variable cylinder management. You can't tell me that the issues that GM is having with the 5.3 and 6.2 stem from those issues. I hate auto stop start with a passion. Now you can turn it off, but you have to hit the button every time. It's really effing annoying. I just wish, I know for Acura, there are some companies that think like K-Tuner, you can maybe auto tune that off. Not auto tune. You can you turn the car on, it'll automatically be off. I don't know if that exists for GM. That would be nice. That said, it's not hard to just hit the button. It's just annoying. And I would prefer to just it not be a thing at all. This 6-cylinder doesn't have auto cylinder management as far as I know. And I don't think it needs it. Like, it gets good gas mileage as it is. I think this engine is very underrated. It's more viewed as like maybe a fuel economy versus a towing engine, which is fine. I bought it for both because if I was going to get rid of my Integra, which was a lease through work, I needed something that could get decent gas mileage day to day, and this fills that void. I freaking love this truck with a passion, to the point where I think if I were to go out and buy like another truck, now I did test drive an 6.2 recently, and nothing beats the sound of that 6.2. It just sounds amazing, but sucks on gas. This thing fits a perfect segment of, I want a daily driver that gets good gas mileage, that can tow what I need it to tow when I need it to tow it. I would get another 3.0 diesel in a heartbeat. And I don't think this engine is going anywhere with the next generation in 27. I don't see why it would. It meets all EPA standards, current and future. So I don't see any reason for them to kill this engine. But yeah, guys, that's my likes and dislikes. Like I said, I'm at 7,200 miles now. It's been a great truck, and stay tuned for more. Hopefully once the snow disappears for good, I'll be able to do some more. I've been doing blackout emblems on the thing, but can only really get to it when it's warm out. Camaro's kind of taking up the garage right now. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye.